Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Teacher Ismail. So for today's activity, I'm gonna show you how to properly measure both dry and wet ingredients. So the first thing we need to do is to wash our hands. So first, we will begin with the dry ingredients. Let's start with the flour. So in measuring the flour, we need to sift it first. So I'm gonna use the sifter and the cup. So after sifting the flour, the proper way of measuring a flour is you need to get a scoop and a measuring cup. So by that, you need to scoop it to the measuring cup. Next, you need to get a spatula or whatever that you may use to scrape it well or level it. So this is what it looks like. So in measuring the flour, we need to avoid that we will do like this. We will automatically scoop this because the reason why is that there's a tendency that the flour will be compacted, and once the flour is compacted, there's a tendency that for example, you need 1 cup of flour, but then you do like that and it is compacted. There's a tendency that the flour is excess into almost, I think, 1/4. So the next ingredient we will measure is the sugar. In the sugar, there is a different way in measuring the white sugar and the brown sugar. So we will start with the white sugar. In measuring the white sugar, it is somewhat the same in measuring the flour. We need to get a spoon and scoop it here. And we'll get the spatula and level it off. Next, we will go to the brown sugar. In measuring the brown sugar, why I said it is different because you need to compact it or compress it. And for you to know if you attain the correct way of measuring the sugar is when you flip it up or put it in the container, it will form as to what your measuring cup looks like. So next is we will measure grated cheese. So first we need to peel it off like that. And for you to have a grated cheese, you need to use grater. Just do like that. So here I have grated cheese. So in measuring this one, you need to get this one. I'm measuring half. We will put the cheese. You need to compress it like that. To remove some excess gas or space. This is how it looks like. So next we will proceed to measuring shortening. Any shortening will do, but in my case I used butter. I mean margarine. So in measuring the shortening, Just like what we did with the brown sugar, we need to compress it like that. And then after, we need to level it up. And since shortening is somewhat sticky, so we need to use a spoon. Be sure that the spoon you use, you will remove the excess margarine, because the measurement will really matter. So you do like that. So that is how you will measure the shortening. So now we will proceed to the usually small amount of measurement, like baking powder, salt, or vanilla. So in measuring this one, we'll use the measuring spoons. So first, we will begin with the salt. In measuring the salt, it is okay to do like that, but still we need to use the spatula to level it off. So next, we will measure vanilla. Why I use measuring spoon in measuring vanilla is because vanilla requires only small amount. For example, 1/2 tablespoon. So in measuring that, we will do like that. Pour it there. Okay, so the last item we will use in measuring the dry ingredients is the baking powder. So first, we need to scissor it. So here, in measuring the baking powder, we'll use a measuring spoon. See? And same thing goes, you will level it off. And this is how we will measure baking powder. So the last ingredients we will measure is this one. With the use of this measuring glass, we will measure some liquid ingredients. So here in the liquid ingredients, it is not necessary that you will carry this measuring glass. Why? Because when you carry this, there's a big difference in the measurement you attain. So the proper way in measuring liquid ingredients is that you will place the measuring glass in the table, and you will go down to your eye level and you will pour this. For example, we will use the 100. So there. You will go down to your eye level, and there's a mark here as to what you want measurement you want to get. For example, 100 cm, so here at the lowest point. So that is how you measure the liquid ingredients. So that ends my activity for this afternoon. I hope you learned something from me, and I hope that I get the proper way of measuring this. Thank you for watching.